Tony Robbins is a failure. This is in reference to the recent allegations that he abuses people. Oh, God. I'm frustrated because there's just so much to say about this. It just touches on... It's the tip of... Tony Robbins is the tip of the iceberg of all these self-help pieces of shit. It goes all the way to Oprah. Fuck's sakes. Okay, so when I was like 20, I first heard about this idea of self-help gurus like Tony Robbins. I actually went to a camp when I was 17 called Super Camp, and apparently Tony Robbins was there and he showed us how to break pieces of wood with your hand. I don't remember this though. A friend of mine told me that. I don't remember meeting this stupid asshole. This piece of human shit, and when I say human shit, I don't mean like shit that comes from a human. I mean like he's a human shit hybrid. I mean, I first heard about him when I was 24. I'm 41 now, so you do the math. And I was like, self-help, like if he's such... I remember I actually thought this. If he knows all the secrets, if he's figured everything out, because that's what he's selling. He's selling the idea that he's figured everything out. And so is Oprah, and so is Scientology, and so is every fucking cult. And Oprah is the worst of them all. But anyways, my first thought was like, if this dude has figured it all out, then why isn't he writing symphonies? Why isn't he painting paintings better than fucking Picasso? If he's got it that figured out, right? He's selling a lie. And then Oprah, who is like the worst, she's like the devil. She's like the worst human being ever. Psychopath, actually. Who fucking names their magazine after themselves and has their picture on the cover of every magazine? Like, that takes some cojones. But no, she marketed this book called The Secret, and she said, oh, this is the be-all, end-all. And then, well, where did that book go, though? It didn't save anybody's life. And then she's marketing a new book the next month. And then she has these people like Dr. Phil and Dr. Oz. And Dr. Oz, he actually tried to say these are magic beans. He tried to sell beans and said these are magic beans. And he got in trouble for it. John Oliver did a funny thing on that. And these are hacks. These are fucking snake oil salesmen. They are not selling anything true. They're selling the idea of happiness. I mean, one rule of thumb I have is I don't trust anybody. I think a person is a piece of shit if they pretend like they know everything. That's like right away. Anybody who tells me that their life is not a mess and they're not confused and they're not terrified of dying, I don't trust them, and I don't want anything to do with them. Like right away. That's like the first beacon of like, okay, idiot. If the idiot alarm goes off. Now let's talk about where this whole stupid self-help idea came from. Marketing deep thought for housewives who are lazy, fat housewives who are doing their laundry and they want to feel better about themselves. That's what this really is. Right? Every Oprah fan. Okay, so we'll start here. I once worked at an event where this guy named Deepak Chopra was present at. And this guy, Deepak Chopra, he's like really famous because probably Oprah like promoted him as like some guru of Eastern thought. And I'm like, oh, whoa, this Deepak Chopra. All the fat housewives are watching this asshole. They're all reading his book. He must have some insights, right? And he's sitting there and he's wearing gold-rimmed glasses. And he's eating a steak. And I'm like, okay, nothing, whatever about vegan but he doesn't really look like the kind of person who's enlightened. He looks like a glutton. He's sitting at a fancy fucking event. I mean, that's not what a fucking deep-spirited person does. So I went home afterwards and I looked him up. Because something's wrong with this picture. So it was interesting what I found out. And you only need to Wikipedia this asshole. Because it's Deepak Chopra, Tony Robbins, Oprah Winfrey. It's all the same. It's all the same pile of shit. Okay, so he learned from a guy named Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, and this Maharishi Mahesh Yogi was the guy that hung out with the Beatles, right? And he was a fraud. He was a total fraud. He invented transcendental meditation, and essentially what he did was he took 1,000 years of Eastern thought and he created a new name and trademarked it. He stole it, and he said it was his own idea. And the Beatles fell for it, and then Howard Stern fell for it. He's still falling for it. He still does transcendental meditation. So does David Lynch. So these idiots fell for it. That's fine. He taught this Deepak Chopra how to steal Eastern thought and put it in a little ribbon and sell it to fat housewives while they're doing their fucking laundry. And this is why meditation has a bad rap. Because you got these assholes. Sorry, I'm losing it. On the other hand, I discovered a actually enlightened person named Shinzen Young. And I actually met him. I went to a retreat that he did in not a retreat. He just did a little lecture at a church here in Toronto. And guess how much money I paid for that? Nothing. It was fucking donations only. I didn't have to pay a penny to hear this enlightened person talk. Because that's the way an enlightened person really operates. Tony Robbins, though, people were paying $50,000 up to $50,000 a year to hear how to become a success, which is we'll call that hypocritical, a paradox. You shouldn't pay to learn how to make money. No, but Tony Robbins, if you pay him $50,000 a year, he will teach you how to make money. So will Oprah. If you buy her magazine, she'll teach you how to make. If you give her more money, she will teach you how to make money. This is just so bad. The subject is just so bad. It's just, I can't handle this. I briefly read a article about this asshole where his scandal where he was like punching people as a way of teaching them how to stand up for themselves. That's the same. He wasn't actually punching people, but like whatever. So if you punch somebody and say, okay, I'm just trying to push you, I'm trying to make you stand up for yourself, that's the same as saying give me money in order to make money, right? Like I'm only abusing you so that you are no longer going to be, you can, stand up for yourself and not be abused anymore. What a fucking con artist piece of shit. That's the worst. That's as bad as being like a fucking what do they call them? People that like tell people that their father's talking to them. Their dead father. Like a psychic who says that, oh, you know what? I can hear your father right now, your dead father. I know you're sad that your father just died, but he's talking to me right now. Give me another $100 and I'll tell you what your father says. Oh, he says he loves you. He says he's so sad. I sense water. And all these assholes, they all study hypnotism. I studied hypnotism briefly, not too much. And it does work. But it also takes all of your humanity away from you. I don't really want to talk about this much more because it really disgusts me and it's negative. But while we're on the road of negativity, I'll just say, I've always thought he's an ugly fuck. He looks like a monkey. He's got a big fucking chin. Like, he's a really ugly person. And if that's what success looks like, then count me out. That's not success. That's failure. And I don't want anything. I don't want any part of being a millionaire or a billionaire if this is what it looks like. This piece of shit who leeches the life out of other people financially in any way he can. Psychopath. This is like the opposite of what being a success is. It's just so fucking sad. If you support gays, click like. If you respect blacks, comment. If you think women are people too, click the notification bell. And if you care about sick children, subscribe. Oh, and remember this movie Black Panther? How much you want to bet that people make fun of it forever after this? What a awful movie. And I'm not saying that out of racism. It's just a shitty fucking movie. So overrated.